Alright, what's up y'all? This is the color that you're going to be using. This isn't really color, but this is bleaching powder, as you all know. And this is exactly the areas that you'll need to put the bleach at. You're not going to put the bleach over the whole front of the full lace wig because it's not necessary, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, here we are a few minutes later, and the front of the knots are bleached. The rest of the wig does not need to be bleached. It's highly unnecessary, and like I said, you're going to see why very soon. So the very front of the hairline is bleached, but the rest is not. I'm going to tell you why later on in this video. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a thumbs up and a comment down below at the end of this video. Right now, I'm going to show you how to pluck. Most wigs nowadays come with a natural hairline. Although this has a natural hairline, I'm still going to go in a little bit more because you need it to be super natural. It may look natural while it's on the mannequin's head, but when you put it on, it still will look a little too thick for your client. I like to pluck on the mannequin head, and if need be, I will pluck on my client's head as well. And what you're going to do is go down into the root with the tweezers and pull, pull, pull. I'm going to show you what not to do because a lot of you guys say that you're plucking but it's not working, or I see a lot of people plucking but it's not the correct way. You want to take the tweezers and go down into the roots. Don't really go on the hairline, because what you're going to do, you're going to pluck the hairline and you're going to move the hairline back. What you need to be focusing on is behind the hairline. You can tweeze the hairline so it'll look a little more natural, but that's not your main focus. Your main focus is behind the hairline because that's where it gets thicker at. Okay, here we go. Go in, pull out. Not this. This is not plucking. All you're doing is ripping the hair off, and the knots are still going to be inside of the wig. You want to go down in the roots and pull out. Now you're just going to take the makeup the same color as your client's skin complexion, put it all on the front of the cap, and then you're going to take your lace glue and put it on the very edge of the cap to secure the cap and create the ball cap method illusion. Take notes on how the very front of her hairline looks like an actual ball cap. That's the look that you want to go for. You want to make sure that the cap is blending with the client's skin and you don't see a line of demarcation, because that will show underneath your wig. Once you do that step, you're going to proceed with applying 3 to 5 layers of the bowl hold, Ghost Bond, whatever glue of your choice. However, the only glue that I use is bold hold, and this is about how much you want to cover up. A lot of you say that you use the glue but it doesn't work. You want to make sure that you're putting this amount of glue on the client's head or on your head, whoever you're doing it on. You want to make sure it's about 1/2 inch covered up. Now, this technique is going to be mistake proof. As long as you do this correctly and follow my steps, this will be a mistake-proof and flawless install for you. What you want to do is go ahead and cut the lace off as you would any other way. Use a zigzag method, don't go straight across. You want to go ahead and cut the excess lace off first. I know that in my other videos, I showed that I leave the lace on and cut it off last, but I've come to realize that this method isn't always as beginner friendly as it should be or as it can be. So I'm going to do this method because it's honestly mistake proof. Once you lay the glue down and once the cap is already cut off, you're literally just going to place the lace exactly where it needs to go. You want to take that same color makeup that you used on your client's hairline and put it on the inside of the wig like you see me doing. And now that the glue has already been laid down, this is the easiest part of all. You want to make sure that you're not smushing it into the lace, smushing the lace into the glue. You just want to just lightly put it on top until you get it in the position that you need it to be in. You can go ahead and press down and apply a little bit of pressure with the end of your comb, or if you have long nails like mine, you can use your nails and apply a little bit of pressure on the hairline so it can melt the lace into the glue. I realized that when you leave the excess pieces of cap on when you do the install, like you see me doing on most of my videos, that it can get a little messed up. It's kind of hard to explain, but it can get a little messed up because you'll leave too much of the lace on, you'll cut in the wrong places, or you'll leave too much of the lace and not cut off because it got attached to the glue, and then it just gets messed up. It's honestly hard to explain, but I know you guys know what I'm trying to say. Most of you know, because if you've tried the method before and it didn't work for you, you know what I'm talking about. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and try this method because it will give you the results that you're looking for. As long as you put the glue in the right places, you can just go ahead and lay the wig down exactly where it needs to be. If there are some areas like you see right here that you see me fixing and touching up, there are going to be some areas sometimes where the lace glue didn't, get attached or get laid down. So you can go ahead and touch that up. It's no big problem. You can just go ahead and fix that and proceed with your install. And once you do that, you can go ahead and take your blow dryer on warm and blow dry it until it's completely melted. The way you'll know it's completely melted is if you don't see much shiny spots, and if you can just tell okay, the lace is really melted in. This is exactly what you want to go for. You see how straight that part is? No, I did not pluck it, and no, the knots have not been bleached all the way back. I do realize that with beginners, you guys tend to not know when you're applying too much pressure, when you're applying the bleach onto the lace, onto the knots, and you tend to over bleach the knots, and bleach gets all on the roots, and it's just not cute. Therefore, it's best that you use the technique that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and I only bleach the very, very front of the hairline because that's really what matters most, especially with certain styles. My client is only going to be wearing a middle part, so it's really not necessary to bleach the whole front of the full lace wig. It's really not necessary. It's unnecessary, honestly. However, you want to go ahead and start to lay your baby hair. If your client does not want baby hair, you're still going to do this method. You're still going to do this step. You're just not going to form any baby hairs. You're going to just take the foam wrap and just comb backwards and wrap it down and sit them under the dryer as usual. But if they do want baby hair, you're going to cut the short baby hair like you've seen me do in this previous clip, and then you're just going to start to create them and form them. As you're forming the baby hair, you don't want to be too rough. You don't want to forcefully press down into the lace because it will lift up if you're being too rough. Now, when it comes down to creating your part and defining your part, you're going to take a very skinny angled makeup brush, get your Ruby Kiss, the color number 9. You're going to slide that angled brush in that color of the makeup and slide it down the parts of your head, your client's head, your wig, or whatever you're going to be using. And this is going to create a very clean and neat look. You can also go ahead and comb your baby hair out. If the baby hair are too long, that's no problem. You can go ahead and cut them shorter. Everything can be fixed. Most of the time, everything can be fixed, so you don't need to worry. If you don't like how long they are, you can go ahead and just cut them shorter. Using the hot comb is very crucial and very important when it comes down to you installing your lace. You want to make sure you go down into the roots. Don't touch the lace with it because it will burn a hole and it will burn your client. But you want to get as close as you can, as close as possible to the roots, and make sure the lace is flat. this install is pretty much complete, and the only thing I did was took my bio silk, ran it through the client's hair, hot combed it, make sure it was completely flat, took my flat iron and flat ironed her hair straight because this was a body wave wig, but I flat ironed it straight and just added some finishing touches, and that's pretty much it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys use these techniques at home. Make sure you try them out, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.